Okay, I am back from Sedona and I am so freaking ready to share more about Goddess Yoga. I've finally processed the whole weekend. It was a lot of inner work that I didn't really realize. It was like a 3 or 4 day training, and we went so deep. I think because Goddess Yoga is like a somatic therapy in itself, so that paired with the training, I don't want to say it was intense because it wasn't intense. It was just like a beautiful weekend and it was a lot to process. So, what is Goddess Yoga? I thought the same thing. So the way that I found Goddess Yoga, it's actually really fucking wild. I was just in a yoga flow in my house. Just, stretching, doing some yoga. And my thought process was, I wish that there was something like yoga that was more fun. And I could make friends, because I moved to Portland and I was like, I really want to go to yoga and make friends, because I work remotely. So it's interesting trying to make friends and trying to navigate the friend situation. I have really good friends now. However, at first it was really hard. So I'm like, oh, I'll go to yoga classes, I'll go to cycling classes, I'll do, all the things, and maybe I'll make friends that way. Wrong. Wrong. Because I feel like people just roll out their mats, they do their workout, and they leave. No one really sits around and wants to chat with anybody. So I found it to be really hard. So I was in my yoga flow in my practice. I was like, I wish there was something more fun and more collaborative and community building that's like yoga but different. And what came in my head, literally just dropped in my head so loudly, someone screamed at me. It was Goddess Yoga. I was like, the hell? Who's that? What is that? I don't even know what Goddess Yoga is. I've never heard of it in my life. So I immediately got off my mat and I looked it up, and sure enough, Goddess Yoga International popped up, and it's a thing. I was diving into it, and I was looking into it and saw that they had a training in Sedona. I've always wanted to go to Sedona. I've been really called to go there, and so I was like, this feels like it's really in alignment. So I literally talked to the creator of Goddess Yoga the next day, Holly, who is the most beautiful, amazing human inside and out. And she was like, yeah, if it feels in alignment to you, come through. And you can stay at my tiny home on my property, and it's great. I was like, okay. So she's like, maybe come for a week so then you can get used to Sedona before and then integrate after. I was like, sure, awesome. So I literally signed up the next day. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this. I'm just gonna put it on a credit card, whatever. And sure enough, 3 months later, I sold my car and it was able to pay it off. So it just all worked out so well. So I get to Sedona and I am terrified of the desert. I didn't know this about myself until I went there. So it was really interesting because I was in fear a lot of the time. And then I went on a hike by myself. And that was the thing that I really wanted to do, because I talked with my coach about it. And they were like, what's the thing that you've been wanting to do but fear has been holding you back? And I'm like, I want to go on a hike in Sedona by myself. So I did, the second day. And that unlocked so much for me. I felt so much more at peace, so much more at home, and it was beautiful. So I went on that hike Thursday morning, and then after that, I went to my first Goddess Yoga class in person. I was mind blown. I was really baffled by how amazing, I'm getting emotional, just how amazing Goddess Yoga is, and just how it brings people together, and it literally brings you back home into your body. So first, Goddess Yoga is the art of sacred and sensual movement, meaning it is a mix of vinyasa flow and belly dancing and intuitive dancing. So, in yoga, how you kind of feel like you have to keep up with the class. In Goddess Yoga, you are free to do whatever you want in that class. If you want to lay there the whole class, do it. If you want to bounce around and dance around and you want to go fast with the music, do it. If you want to go slow with the music, do it. I've never been in a space where it's a bunch of women and no one's judging everybody. Everybody is just uplifting everyone and supporting everybody, and it is just like the most beautiful thing I've ever witnessed and been a part of. And I just cannot wait to share this with the world, truly. I feel like this is my purpose. I feel like spirit, divine. I feel like I was a channel when that dropped into my head. And like after the training, I'm like, I know that this is my purpose. I know that I am put on this earth to help women come into their femininity and to come home to themselves again, so they can stand in their power, so they can stand in their goddess power, and they can live the most fulfilling lives that they were meant to live here and live out their dreams. I digress. But goddess yoga, like I said, is the art of sacred and sensual movement. It is a mix of vinyasa flow and belly dancing. Belly dancing is the most ancient form of dance out there. Women would pass it down to their daughters. So it's a lineage thing. It's the most amazing thing. How a goddess yoga session works is it's a 90-minute experience, and we all lay out our mats like an original yoga class, but then we all come together in a circle and we share for about 30 to 60 seconds about how our day has been, what's coming up for us, and we just let ourselves be seen and supported by these women. And at first that was so scary for me. Like I wanted to sink in a hole, I would turn red, I would like sweat. And after doing it for a week, I now am able to be seen and I'm able to be heard comfortably and allow people to hold me and support me in what I'm going through. And it is unlike anything else. Like some women go home after goddess yoga and nobody asks them about their day, and goddess yoga was the first time that somebody asked them about their day. You know, it's just so beautiful. And sorry, I get lost in the moment because I think about just how amazing it is. So then after we do share circle, we go into the movement. We do, it's like a lot of heart circles. It's a lot of like cat and cows. And it's very like sensual and dancey. And you really just go with the music. And then we will do a freestyle dance. Freestyle dance is so important because it allows you to just get everything out that you need to get out without instruction, without being told, you know, what to do. Like I said, goddess yoga, you can do whatever you want in the class, but sometimes you do feel a little like, I feel like it's very human nature to feel like you have to keep up, but you don't have to. And free dance is that time that you can just let loose, that you can just let go and dance however your body needs to. Then we do shadow work. So this was so fucking intimidating for me at first. But it is at the end, like after the end of the week, I was like, oh my God, this is the most powerful practice ever. So basically what we do is we literally go to the wall and we literally go to our shadow. And we dance with our shadow. We get acquainted with our shadow. And we're literally doing shadow work. Literally, not even figuratively. Like, I guess, and figuratively too. But it's so powerful. Like, one time, I was like dancing on the wall. And I was like, fuck this. I don't want to dance. I just want to sit still and just feel my shadow. And feel the presence of it and what's coming through to me for it. And so I did. I just literally sat on the ground while everybody else was like up dancing, and I just sat there with it and asked it what it needed. I spoke to my shadow, and it was beautiful, because then the next day I went into a meditation and I went to the Akashic Records, and Metatron, who is the librarian of the Akashic Records. So the Akashic Records is like our soul records. Like it's like libraries for our soul. and he put me in a room with my shadow, and we talked, and I felt so much compassion for my shadow. And it just, I don't think that, I feel so much better with my shadow self and with the shadow parts of myself. And I don't think that I would feel that way if I didn't have goddess yoga. I need to drink a matcha. After shadow work, we do chanting. Chanting is a very ancient form of healing. When everybody is coming together, singing a powerful song together or chanting the same mantra together at the same time, ooh, chills. Like, that's what a concert is. You know, that's why concerts are so powerful, because everybody, the whole collective, is doing the same thing at one time. And in goddess yoga, we specifically choose songs that we like want to either put out there or release things, let go of, call in. So that practice in itself is so powerful as well. And then at the end, we do Kundalini breath work. Kundalini is life force energy, and it starts at your spine, at the base of your spine, and works all the way up, and it kind of like goes like a snake. So it's energy, and Kundalini breath work helps you to release things from the body and cleanse the body. You feel so, personally, I feel so light after doing Kundalini breath work. Like, I'm not going to lie, it is an intense form of breath work. However, you bring the energy from your womb space up to you, and it is, at the end, it's beautiful. It is so amazing. And then we end in Shavasana. So Shavasana is really important because it's an integral part of anchoring in everything that just happened. You're there to just sit still and be the observer of everything that you just witnessed, everything you experienced, everything that you let go of. It's my favorite part. Like, not because you just get to lay still, but because you get to witness everything that's coming up for you and whatnot. Yeah, that's goddess yoga. And I'm so excited. I'm literally like itching to teach. So please know that something's coming soon. I am working on things on the back end, and I'm so excited and so honored that Goddess found me and that I am able to bring this to so many women. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, let me know. Just message me. I'll put a thing up on my story too, like if you have any questions about goddess yoga, right there. I'm so excited, you guys.